Hello everybody, welcome back to the Arsenal Fan Reviews channel, and I'm here today joined by a couple of Arsenal fans as we're going to be going over our preview and predicted lineups for Arsenal versus Manchester United, the big derby game coming up on Saturday. So I'm joined by Mike, thanks for coming on.
Hi Thomas, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. And of course, Glenn, thanks for coming on the channel as well.
Anytime, Thomas.
So, of course, starting off, last time we did play United, that was back in November. The final game before that, huge run of loss after loss after loss. It was a 1-0 win away, our first away win in the Big Six for quite a few years. It was a dominant game for us. I'm surprised we never scored more, but it was during that phase when we were struggling to get attackers to score goals. But now, of course, the tables have completely changed. United right up there, despite a loss in their last game to bottom placed Sheffield. Arsenal getting back some form, but still not the best team in the Premier League. So, Mike, I'll start with you. How do you think we'll both approach this game? Do you think we'll play more attackingly?
I hope so. It seems to be that when we go all-out attack, we seem to do really well. It's when we sit back, when we play lower league clubs, we seem to sort of think we've got it easy. But we need to go out all attacking, and we play great passing football. We just need to make sure that we have that finish to our game. That final third, we need to make sure we put it away and put Man United away. We just need to put them in our pocket and put the ball in the net.
And what about you, Glenn?
Yeah, you mentioned the game where we missed a lot of chances early on in the season. That's not the only time we've missed a lot of chances against United. I remember back in, I think, December of 2017, where we had like 35 shots and they had like 5 and they still beat us 3-1 that time. Pogba and Lingard with his dancing at the Emirates Stadium that time. So this time round, we need to take our chances. We have a good record against them at the Emirates. I think the last 3 times it's been 3-0, 2-0, 2-0. They have not even scored a goal. So that's a positive. It's a tough game, obviously. I don't know who's coming into this game as favorites, to be fair, because we're in form right now, and they've just lost to Sheffield. But if this game was played a month ago, you'd predict a 5-0 United win. But as of now, you really wouldn't know. But yeah, we really have to just approach it. I don't know how Chelsea is going to approach it. If we approach it defensively and United approach it defensively, a lot of big games this season, Chelsea against United, 0-0, Chelsea against Tottenham, 0-0, Liverpool against United, 0-0. So I'm hoping we don't see that kind of a game. So I'm just hoping we go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go for it, although I don't want to put our defence at risk at all, because United have been lethal on the counter-attack. That's pretty much how they've won all their games away from home recently. But I think if we can manage to get Aubameyang back, Pepe's starting to score goals again, Saka's unbelievable. Hopefully we can go out there and win. But True Guna, welcome. AFR back at it again. Gunner 99. Liam Talks Football, welcome. Pigeon Face. Glenn Kiley in the chat as well. Pigeon Face, all the people with you, of course. I got Glenn and Mike, both huge Arsenal fans. So moving on. What have you both made of Arsenal's and United's season so far? I'll go with Glenn first.
For us, after we won that FA Cup and then we won the Community Shield, I remember when Aubameyang dropped that trophy, and it actually came up in the conference. He actually said Aubameyang needs to get used to lifting trophies because that is what you're going to be doing. And I was like, very, very good. Next season, Premier League will be challenging. FA Cup will be challenging, but it did not turn out that way. Even in the first game, we played really well. We beat Fulham, we beat West Ham. After the first international break, we had played 4 games and we were 9 points. I'd lost to Liverpool as usual. So that was an okay result as usual because we had played well, but lost the game thanks to Lacazette's missing chances. So after that, I expected us to just keep moving and moving. But after that, he just decided to change into defensive form. And I don't know how that worked out, because after we did that, immediately we switched into defensive posture and defensive formation. We struggled. Sheffield at home, Leicester at home. That Leicester home game, we knew what was going to happen that time. I don't know about Mike, but when we were watching that Leicester game, we knew Vardy was going to come into that game and score a goal. It was so obvious. Again, Aston Villa trashing us at home, that was a big surprise. Then after that, things did not turn out well. But yeah, he was unlucky with Partey getting an injury. That's his best signing. Gabriel getting a red card, Pepe getting a red card, Xhaka getting a red card, lack of discipline. So that was, he's been unlucky with the injuries, but definitely expected us to be not 15th, maybe top 5 or something. So that was a surprise for United also. Same case. No one expected them to be first on the table, second on the table. To be fair, or to judge them just a bit, apart from the Leeds game, I don't think there's a game where we've watched United winning convincingly and we've been like, today they played really well. It's always a decision somewhere. West Ham away, the ball was out. Brighton, the game was already over. They got the penalty afterwards. Wolves, 95th minutes. But hey, no one is complaining about that. If Arsenal was doing that, that's how you become champions. You just find a way. But yeah, surprises for both teams, but mostly Arsenal. They didn't expect us to be that bad.
No, not at all. And what about you, Mike?
Football is definitely a sport that people need the confidence. If you haven't got the confidence in your fellow players, I think every team is losing that, having the supporters in the crowd there, having them at the stadium. But if you haven't got the confidence, then everyone plays down. And I think that's what happened to United in their last game against Sheffield. They just lacked confidence. And I hope that comes through when we play them at the weekend. But with the youngsters, everyone's talking about the youngsters are changing how Arsenal are playing, and that's what's lifted us out. I'm not so convinced. I think the youngsters have brought young blood, and it's increased our confidence to have a go at goal, to have that final third, to have a shot, because these guys, they're just knocking them in for fun at the moment. It's fantastic to see, and they're taking players on. I actually quite like that we're, in some cases, they're running down the side. They're actually taking advantage of that wing, and then they're crossing the ball in. It's attack, attack, attack. It's like they've got no fear. And I hope we keep that fearless approach to our football rather than have something which is hold the ball, play possession, and we'll break them down in the end, and then we get caught on the break. We don't want that. Man United, they weren't running back for the ball. They weren't helping one another. They weren't a team. They looked very disjointed against them. So I hope they don't go away from that game and go, we've got to sort this out. This is terrible. And come to Arsenal and go, this is where we're going to sort it out. I think Solskjaer's got, he's got a lot of work to do with them mentally. Mentally, I think he's got a lot of work to do to lift them out of a hole. We have not had a great season to start with, but I think we're pulling it out now.
Yeah, I mean, what you said about the youngsters as well, especially I've seen that with Bukayo Saka, the way he really is so fast, and he doesn't cut it back, he doesn't pass it back, he really carries on going, unlike Willian, unlike Pepe in some games. He takes on those defenders and usually 9 out of 10 times gets around them. But let's go over a couple more comments. Famous Glenn, says Liam. I've subbed to Glenn already. Glenn was staring into my soul for a second.
I'm here with Mike and Thomas. They're the first two. I'm number 3.
Liam's just got Ty's Arsenal with his phones. Awesome. Top 4 is still on, says Football Daily Talk. What do you think about that? Could we make top 4?
Big ask.
5 points off. 5 points off. You never know. The season is so tight. It's a really different season. I just wanted to add to what Mike said about confidence, because I just don't understand how Saka can be more confident than Willian and Pepe. I just don't understand. This guy is 17, 18, 19, and these guys have been there for close to 20 years playing professional football. I just don't understand it. I was super excited when he signed Willian as well. I thought he was going to bring something into the team, but I just don't understand where it went wrong. But that really did change our season. That's switching to the youngsters. That chance you said about Pepe and Saka, you know what Pepe would have done if he went through one-on-one? He'd have tried to cut back to his left foot. You wouldn't have taken it like Saka did with his right foot right away. So, yeah.
I love seeing Saka's smile. The joy that comes deep within him when he takes a player on and he takes a shot. He might not get them all the time, but he's putting that shot in and he loves it. He loves his football, and long may that continue.
Welcome to the chat, Hayden Whittle. He is Death Stairs. Come on, newcomers. Welcome. James to the chat. Charlie as well is here. Everyone is here. But let's move on. So, of course, Sheffield United managed to beat Manchester United yesterday. absolutely crazy result. No one was expecting that. And I was thinking, I don't think I should get any United fans on for this preview, because if I did and they had beaten them yesterday, they'd be all over us. But somehow Sheffield won. So do you think that will knock United's confidence, or will it give them more fire in their stomach to go out and win? What do you think, Mike?
As I said earlier, it depends how Solskjaer actually takes this on. If they get a kick in the backside, look, and he replays what they were like, because they were walking. They were not helping one another. They were playing individual football. They weren't a united team. They weren't. And when I say united, I don't mean Man United. I mean a unit. I think it's got a hard task. It doesn't happen overnight to pull someone out of a hole. It happens over a period of time. And I hope when they turn up, on Saturday, that it's not a turnaround for them.
Yeah, I'm hoping not. I'm really hoping not. You wanted to go, Thomas?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can. What do you think about that?
So I'm really hoping they don't pick it up tomorrow. But what I've heard from United fans, yeah, we usually go to their fan channels after they lose. It's been a while. It's been 2 months since I went to watch what United fans have been saying. I really enjoy when they lose it. So they're not really happy, and they always say after they lose a game or two, they always fall off for a couple of games. So I'm really hoping that's what happens to them. I did not expect them to lose to Sheffield. Like, if I were to bet my house, that would be the game I would bet my house, United to beat Sheffield, because they were literally at the start of the week. This was the first team against the last team. That's why we love the Premier League. Any team can win. And after Sheffield scored first, I was just like, you scored too early. Because if you score that early against United, they'll come back. So I was scared for them. And after Maguire got that equalizer, I just knew it was inevitable. Like, they'd get 2 or 3 more and win the game 4-1. But yeah, Sheffield played and they worked. And that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Work. Not like Fernandes or not like Martial walking back for the ball against Sheffield. We need to be like Fernandes, just work. Like, that's what Sheffield did. Sheffield don't have good players, let's be honest, but they are hard workers, and that's why they won that game. Take your chances and work hard.
Yeah,
They shut them down hard.
Brilliant. Yeah, they really played as a team and pretty much dominated at some points. It was a brilliant game to watch. But let's go on to the kind of lineup section of this. So up on screen is what I will go for. That is Leno, Cedric, Holding, Luiz, Tierney, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Smith Rowe, Pepe, and Lacazette, if those are available. So starting with Glenn, would you make any changes to this? And also, would you start or drop or maybe put on the bench our new signing Martin Odegaard?
Yeah, I'd remove Saka and bring on Willian for the banter. Jesus, just imagine if that actually happened. I'd actually lose it completely. So I don't know. Ryan was brought to play in the FA Cup when we went out, so he'll probably never play for us. But the changes I'd make to that, I'd actually bring in Gabriel for Luiz. I know both of them had shockers against Southampton. Gabriel had a shocker in the FA Cup and Luiz had a shocker in the Premier League. But I'd bring back Gabriel to play with Holding, and then I'd start Aubameyang. I was crying to have him back for this game. I know those players can do the job, but I'd bring Aubameyang and play him on the left instead of Pepe. Yes, Pepe did play well against Southampton, but yeah, I need the captain there. I need that energy. I need that goal-scoring threat from that side. So those are the two changes. Partey and Xhaka is okay in the middle. So Gabriel and Aubameyang in for Luiz and Pepe.
And
what about you, Mike? There's the lineup again.
Well, I would personally play anyone for Luiz. I wouldn't mind if it was anyone. I don't really care. And I would actually play the new signing, albeit on loan. I think he's going to bring a lot of experience. He might be young, but he's had a lot of international experience. He's a well-known player. He's a good player. And I think he'll be, personally, I think he's an unknown entity. And I think it would actually get Man United go, oh, he's a good player. We better mark him out of the game. He may not end up having a good game because they don't want him to start off with a good game under his belt. So that's good because that'll take out some of the Man United players from anywhere else on the pitch. But I would start him for sure, personally. I would.
Well, I mean, that is my lineup, of course. I wouldn't start him because, of course, I done that video of you, Glenn, last night with WSL FC, and what he said about Odegaard was exactly right. If he plays in a game and he doesn't play well and he's rushed in, Arsenal, one of the biggest clubs in the world, one of the most well-known clubs in the world, everyone will be all over him. Everyone will be saying, "Oh, he's a flop. He's such a bad player," and of course, that will get his confidence down. So I wouldn't rush him and start him, but I'd probably bring him on if everything's going all right in the final 20 minutes or so. But not Liam, sorry, Gunner99 is asking, is Marie still injured? Apparently so. Although we've also got reports saying we have to pay for Mengo about £1 million if he plays 10 games before February or something like that. And that's why we're keeping him out. We're just using the injury story to cover it up. Football Daily Talk saying he'd play Odegaard. But finally, let's get on to the big question. What is your score prediction? So let's have a drum roll. Mike, what are you going for?
2-0 Arsenal.
2-0. What about you, Glenn?
Wow, I think they'll both score. Bruno penalty somewhere. If Luis starts, as Micah said, he'll start anyone for Luis because he's very capable of giving away a penalty in that game. I think we'll get three goals. Yeah, 3 goals, and they'll get 2. It's going to be a 3-2. And for the Odegaard story, there's advantages and disadvantages. You can start him. A disadvantage is he's not used to that fight of United. The likes of Fred and McTominay in the middle, they'll crush you apart because they're just fighters. But there's also an advantage. If you start him, he'll bring that that ability of United don't know how he's going to play for us. So it's going to be like an element of surprise. So it could turn out very, very good for us. You never know. But I wouldn't start him, and I'm going to go for 3-2. Odegaard is going to come from the bench and score a goal.
I just saw someone put that exact comment up as well. In the last
Seriously?
minute.
Last minute winner.
Our last minute winner.
Charlie's Football News is going 1-1. Honestly, in my opinion, I think that it's going to be a draw. Unfortunately, I'm going to go 2-2. I can't see both sides not scoring because both attacks are on fire at the moment. United have got a kind of leaky defence, and Arsenal, we have been pretty good defensively, but of course, Gabriel has not been great ever since coming back. Same with Luis, like both of you saying we shouldn't really play him. So, yeah, I'm going to go 2-2. We've got Gunner99 going 2 on Arsenal as well. But, yeah, that about wraps it up. So, thank you, everyone, so much for watching. If you're watching on the replay, thank you for watching to the end. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thanks, Glenn, for coming on. Where can they find you?
Glenn Kitely, everything Arsenal. If you just search for that, it'll just come up.
And Mike, thanks for coming on the channel as well.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
No problem. And of course, Mike will be on after the game as well on Saturday evening. So thanks, everyone. Bye.